I'm Katrina, and this is Sow and Tare, and today we are going to be planting chayote squash. So this is what this squash looks like. You can buy that in the grocery store, and it's a seasonal fruit, and you could cook it up just like you could like a zucchini or something. There is one seed inside, and I got some. I went to the store to try and get one that had it started, but they only had 2 left, and neither one had it started. But what you're looking for is, see this little, if this was a face, it'd be the mouth. That would be split open and have 2 little kind of leaf-like things coming out of them. That's what you want if you want to plant them. Those are going to be the ones that will be most likely to grow. So I did this, and of course I didn't take pictures at the beginning, but I think I might have some footage that I might sneak in here throughout. I had 2 of these. This is the same thing. So it's all shriveled up because it's used all the energy. And there are 2 little kind of leaf-like things you can see. So that's what you're looking for that will come out of the mouth. You don't want one this shriveled at this point, but these have been growing just in I have a little basket that has fruit in it. And that has been growing in there for a few weeks now. And you can see I have 2 fruits here, and the vines on it are quite long already. And so you can see that they have little leaves started, but these guys are pretty much out of energy. And they're all wrinkled up, so we need to plant them. We should have planted them a while ago. You can actually plant them at this stage if you want. If not, then you can leave this out in a sunny location indoors, so it doesn't really get direct light, and it will actually sprout. So that's cool. So what we're gonna do is pot these guys up, and if you look, so here's the pointy end, this is that smiley face end, and there are roots. Those little knobbies right there, those are all roots. So what we're going to want to do is plant this halfway in, halfway out of the soil. So it'll be like this. And then this is just going down right now because it was faced like this in the basket I had it in. Once we plant it like this, these will go up, and we can provide them something to climb with because they have these little tendrils. So I was going to use some potting mix that I had, but I picked up the bag and thousands of ants were under it, so we're going to use planting mix instead. So here we go. I'll show you how I do this. Alright, so I'm just going to plant 2 of these together. And you can plant them separately or together or whatever you want. And this one has ants on it too. And so I just have this big thing. Now I am planning on having this in the screen and porch over winter, so that's why this is larger. You don't need a large one if you're going to start it right away and put it in the ground. But let's just get out a bunch of this into the pot, and this is already a little bit moist. Let's put a little bit more in. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of pat it down a little bit. Now for watering things that need to stay moist but not really wet, I use these. This is unglazed, and it just goes right down in the middle. And then once that's in, then you use a bottle and fill that with water, and then turn it upside down like that, and then that works as a slow release waterer. So that's pretty cool. You do want it packed a little bit. I mean, you don't want to compact it too much, but you do want it packed a little bit in order for it to work. Have good contact with at least this. So here we go. So as I said, We're going to be planting this so that the root part is in the soil, and then the actual plant will bend with the light. So don't worry about that. So I'm literally just going to shove this in just like that. And let's see. Here's just a stick to help it start going the right way. I'm going to get a bigger stick to help it out. Alright, I found a stick. This is actually an old piece of echinacea. It should work. Should work just fine. Pushing that in. And I'm just gonna loosely wind it here around. And these tendrils will hold on their own. So we want that making good contact and go from there. So next one over here, we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of set it in there with the roots underneath. So I was mistaken. That other stake is not echinacea. That is French sorrel. So that's what this is as well. Stick it in and kind of wrap this around. Actually go in between. And I'm gonna have to add a stick for this one. It's not quite tall enough. So I am just going to water these around here briefly. Make sure the soil is settled. And then plop that in there. So the way these work, you can see the water level right now is right in here. And as the soil goes, there's a bubble. As the water goes into this unglazed terracotta, it will then seep into the soil, and then this will drain down. So when it gets low, you just take it out and refill it, and you can see the bubbles coming up, emptying it right now. And after the first day when you put this in, you're going to want to refill it, because it takes a while to get that kind of the soil to the right moisture level. And then once it's there, you should be able to do this just every, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Just fill it and it'll do really well. There's our plantings, and can't get them both in the same shot. But we will have chayote squash in no time. I think that's enough for this bucket, but I could also plant these. I might. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these start in this bucket, and then once they start sprouting, I can take them out and put them in their own bucket. These aren't buckets, these are containers, but again, you just want it halfway in, so that when those roots come out, it can touch the ground, or can touch the soil. And same thing over here, just halfway in. And I am actually going to leave this in my screened-in porch. So I am actually going to leave this in my screened-in porch, and it will grow out from there. And this should be doing pretty well by the time spring comes around and it gets planted. Now, I have planted this before, and it is something that dies back in the winter where I am, but then it regrows. And I never got flowers off of it, so I'm hoping that these will do better and that I'll get flowers off of them, because then you get fruit. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope that this inspires you to grow some produce from the store. If these produce fruit, you definitely get your money's worth. And yeah, please share with someone that you think would like it, and like and subscribe, and enjoy the day. Thanks for watching.